Good evening, everyone. The prayer today will be offered by the wonderful delegate from Baltimore County. Good evening, sir.
Evening, Madam Speaker. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Colleagues, I invite you to pray with me a prayer attributed to President Washington. I now make it my earnest prayer that God would have the United States in his holy protection, that he would incline the hearts of the citizens to cultivate a spirit of subordination and obedience to government, to entertain a brotherly affection and love for one another, for their fellow citizens of the United States at large, and particularly for their brethren who have served in the field. And finally, that he would most graciously be pleased to dispose us all to do justice, to love mercy, and to demean ourselves with that charity, humility, pacific temper and mind, which were the characteristics of the divine author of our blessed religion, and without a humble imitation of whose example in these things we can never hope to be a happy nation. Amen.
Amen. Corin Cole.
Madam Speaker.
Did everyone come? Let's give them one more second. Okay. Has everyone recorded their presence? If so, the clerk will take the call. There being 117 members present, the House is in session. Petition, memorials, and other papers. Introduction of House bills. The clerk will read the bills and their committee assignments.
House Bill 1608, Delegate Bartlett, House Rules. House Bill 1609, Frederick County Delegation, House Rules. House Bill 1610, Delegate Kerr, House Rules. House Bill 1611, Delegate Pippy, House Rules. House Bill 1612, Delegate Ebersalt, House Rules. House Bill 1613, Caroline County Delegation, House Rules. By Order Sylvia Seeger, Chief Clerk.
That's a lot of dead bills. Just kidding. The clerk will read. Okay. The clerk will read the bond initiatives and the committee assignment.
Introductory House Bond Initiatives number 49, February 23rd, 2026. Referred to Appropriations.
Letters of reassignment. The clerk will read the letter.
House Bill 1585, reassigned to Government, Labor, and Elections.
Hearing no objection, the letters are order journalized. So, colleagues, today's Washington Day address will be offered by the wonderful delegate from Howard County.
Madam Speaker, fellow members of the House of Delegates, friends, and colleagues, it's an honor to stand before you and give the Washington Day address 294 years after George Washington was born, and to examine what we can learn from his life as the founding father of our country. I grew up in a family of 6 children in an 1850s farmhouse in Clarksville. We were raised in rural Howard County, where much of our entertainment was, like many of you, I assume, skating on the pond in the winter, sledding down the hill, and in the summer, playing kick the can and catching fireflies, and always from reading books. The love of reading was instilled by my mother, who used to say her favorite possession was her library card. And for any given situation, her answer was often a book. Did you need to build a dirt fort? She had a book for that. Did you have a fight with your best friend? She had a book for that. Did you need to know how to feed the newly caught black snake? She had a book for that. And with 6 children, she certainly had books about rules. My mother introduced her children and grandchildren over the years to George Washington's Rules of Civility and Decent Behavior. In fact, the copy that I have here, she gave to my then 8-year-old niece, Kara, for her birthday. 8 years old, she got this as a birthday present. On the inside flap, she pasted the definition of civility: courtesy, politeness, and consideration for others. And she inscribed on red pen on the inside cover, "To Kara from grandmother, may you always be civil." She took us to Mount Vernon, where we learned that George Washington had hand-copied 110 rules on how to behave. Before he presided over a nation, before he became the father of our country, he was a young man without privileges of the wealthy, trying to become a person of character. While these rules were written nearly 300 years ago, they feel remarkably relevant today. Let's begin with Rule 44, which says, "When a man does all he can, though it succeeds not well, blame not him that did it." Public service is difficult work. Not all of our bills will pass. Not every idea will succeed exactly as we intend. And Washington reminds us that the effort in good faith deserves respect, even when we disagree with the outcome. Rule 45 tells us, "Being to advise or reprehend anyone, consider whether it ought to be in public or private. Leadership is not about public embarrassment. It's about accountability paired with dignity." In an age when moments can be amplified instantly, Washington reminds us how we correct each other matters just as much as why. Rule 47 says, "Use no reproachful language against anyone." We all know how easy it can be in moments of frustration to say things our better judgment would have prevented us from saying otherwise. We debate here, and then we see each other in our communities. Our words matter because our relationships endure. Rule 50 advises, "Be not hasty to believe flying reports to the disparagement of any." Rumors travel at the speed of light, but as public servants, it is our responsibility to be stewards of the truth, not participants in speculation. Our credibility is one of our most valuable assets, and once it's lost, it's not easily regained. Rule 73 reminds us simply, think before you speak. In a chamber built for debate, words shape law. Words shape trust. Words shape whether the people we serve believe in this institution. But Washington doesn't stop there. With Rule 74, he says, "When another speaks, be attentive yourself." Thinking before we speak disciplines our own voice. Listening disciplines our ego. And perhaps that is the harder work. Our state stretches from the mountains of western Maryland to the shores of the Chesapeake Bay. Our districts differ in geography and history and experience. Each of us comes here carrying the hopes of people who we represent, who may never agree on everything, but who depend on us to hear one another anyway. When we pause before speaking, when we listen without preparing our rebuttal, when we allow another perspective to be fully absorbed before we respond, we strengthen not only our own argument, but the very fabric of representative government. And that fabric has never been without its flaws. The republic Washington helped shape was born with extraordinary promise and profound contradiction. As we reflect on Washington and his legacy, we must acknowledge both. Washington was a man who owned enslaved people. He denied others the freedom that he fought to secure for the nation. The truth is difficult, and it is essential, because democracy has never been a finished work. it has been a continual act of refinement, of expanding who is heard, who is represented, and who belongs. When Washington copied these rules as a young man, women could not vote. Women could not serve. Women could not stand in a chamber like this and help shape the future of their state. And yet, here we are today. Women do not simply observe this body, we lead it. One of us is the Speaker of the House. We chair committees, we shape policy. Our presence strengthens this institution because democracy is stronger when it reflects all of its people. And just as importantly, there are members of this chamber and citizens across Maryland who are descendants of those who were once enslaved. The presence of women here, the presence of descendants of enslaved people here, the presence of all of us with our different stories and backgrounds reflects a democracy that, while imperfect, continues striving to live up to its founding ideals. Washington's rules spoke of character, humility, and respect. My mother taught her children that these principles are timeless and belong to every generation, to all of us, and they challenge each of us every day. We live in a political environment that is noisy, fast, and divided. It loves reaction. It can reward outrage over understanding and conflict over cooperation. But here in Annapolis, I really believe that we know progress requires something more. It requires patience, it requires discipline, it requires civility. Civility does not weaken conviction, it strengthens it. It allows us to have difficult conversations while remembering we are stewards of something larger than any one of us. We represent different districts, we bring different experiences, we hold different views, but our duty is shared: to protect this institution, to strengthen it, to leave it just, more inclusive, and more worthy of the people we serve. If a young man centuries ago could discipline himself in civility before he even held office, then surely we, entrusted with holding office today, can discipline ourselves in the service of something larger than any one of us. May our words build trust. May our conduct reflect respect. And may our progress, however incremental, always move us closer to the promise of a democracy that hears all of its people. Thank you. Your own copy.
Madam Speaker.
Recognizing the delegate from Frederick County.
Thank you. Madam Speaker, I move that the delegate from Howard County's remarks be journalized.
So order. Thank you. Now I'm going to recognize two delegates, one from Anne Arundel County and one from Western Maryland. Will you come up?
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
You're welcome.
Colleagues, this evening we gather in solemn remembrance of our fallen comrades. May this ceremony honor their service, their sacrifice, and their lasting legacy. We're honored to have with us tonight for this ceremony the 31st Adjutant General of Maryland, Major General Janine Burkhead. Today, we remember Staff Sergeant Jared Allen Finnerty, a dedicated soldier whose life of service left a lasting impact on everyone he encountered. Raised in Pasadena, He enlisted in the U.S. Army and served with Bravo Company, 2nd Battalion, 87th Infantry Regiment, 10th Mountain Division. Staff Sergeant Finnerty was a highly decorated official, NCO, having received the Commendation and Army Achievement Medals along with the Combat Infantryman's Badge. In his personal life, Staff Sergeant Finnerty was known for his love of life. In his free time, he enjoyed spending time with those who loved him, karaoke, and baseball. The life of Staff Sergeant Finnerty is a constant reminder that service extends beyond the battlefield and lives on through compassion, leadership, and community. He is survived by his family member, his wife, Cara Finnerty. Next, we remember and honor Petty Officer First Class Dakota Brown Collison, who was a true public servant dedicating his life to both military service and the Chestertown community. He served proudly with the United States Navy as an ITR-1 and was assigned to the USS Santa Fe, USS San Juan, and Cub Sub Pac. Through these assignments, he experienced global deployments to Guam, Australia, Greece, and Spain. Outside of his naval engagements, Petty Officer Collison was a proud member of the Rock Hall Volunteer Fire Company beginning in 2014 and was named Firefighter of the Year only 2 years after he started volunteering. He was also a member of the Chestertown Volunteer Fire Company servicing his hometown. In his personal life, Petty Officer Collison was known for his love of motorcycles, video games, baseball, and Star Wars. Petty Officer Collison was a beacon of light to all who knew him and a leader to all. His life displays how service can exist while in uniform and within the community. Madam Speaker, at this time, I request permission to use the delegate's name.
Permission granted.
I'll turn it over to Delegate Heimbaugh.
Thank you. Colleagues, it's my honor this evening as a United States Army veteran to present two soldiers as fallen heroes. The first is Specialist Jacob Mullen from Fruitland, Maryland. He died on January 30th, 2025 at 25 years of age. Specialist Jacob Mullen was a devoted father, soldier, and Marylander who left a lasting presence on all that he encountered. Specialist Mullen was a proud graduate of Parkside High School, where he was a member of the football team, the wrestling team, and the BOCE team. He enlisted in the Army in 2017 and served as a cavalry scout and motor transport specialist with the 3rd Infantry Division at Fort Stewart, Georgia. The same passion, determination, and intensity he demonstrated during his high school athletic career carried over into his Army career. He was known as a friend who people could always count on and would never anybody wrong. He enjoyed weightlifting and strength training. He was a big man, and was known as a gentle giant because of his stature and his big and kind heart. Although he loved being a soldier and serving his country, Specialist Mullen's favorite job in life was being a father. He's survived by his 3 children, Axel, Josephine, and Elsie. And Specialist Mullen has some family members here in the gallery tonight behind us. The second person I'd like to recognize is PFC Devon Moore from Owings Mills, Maryland. He died on April 4th, 2025 at the age of 31. Private First Class David Moore lived a life defined by service to both his country and his family. Besides his military service, PFC Moore was deeply involved in his community. He was especially remembered for his work with Wineland Elementary School, reflecting a lasting commitment to serving others. He is survived by his wife Sherry and 2 children, Ryan and Aria. At this point, as we wind down our ceremony, I would like to ask you to stand for the playing of taps by Sergeant John Makani, and remain standing after taps is played for a moment of silence honoring those who have fallen in the service of our country. Thank you. This concludes our ceremony.
That ends the work at the desk. Delegation announcements. Caucus announcements. Recognizing the delegate from Montgomery County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Democratic Caucus will meet tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. in room 150.
Recognizing the delegate from Howard.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Rural Caucus will meet tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
Recognizing the delegate from Frederick County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Maryland Legislative LGBTQ+ Caucus will meet tomorrow at 8 a.m. virtually.
Recognizing the delegate from the Eastern Shore.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Republican Caucus will be meeting tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. in room 145.
Recognizing the delegate from Prince George's County.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Prince George's County Delegation Caucus Democratic Caucus will meet tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. in room 207. 8:30 a.m. 207. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other caucus announcements? Seeing none, we're going to go on to personal or guest announcements. Recognizing the delegate from Anne Arundel.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Legislative Basketball Caucus will be meeting tonight, probably roughly around 8:45 at St. Mary's High School. Basketball Caucus, 8:45, St. Mary's High School. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other guest or personal announcements? Seeing none. Oh, I apologize. Recognizing the chair of the Judiciary Committee.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This is not a good personal announcement. It's just that I need to see judiciary leadership tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. in the committee conference room. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Recognizing the delegate from Southern Maryland.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Subcommittee on Gaming will meet via virtual meeting at noon. Gaming Subcommittee, noon. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other announcements? All right. Seeing none, it is Monday. So what do we do on Mondays? All right. Recognizing the protocol chair.
All right. Come on down, you sunshines. Oh, whoa, wow. We got a big group this time. All right. This is how we're going to do this since I didn't get a chance to talk to you. When I call your name, I want you to step up and wave to all these wonderful delegates so they know where you're from. Okay? You got the drill? All right, here we go. Ruth Alma, Montgomery County, District 14. St. Andrew Episcopal School. Episcopal School. Wait a minute, I didn't have my glasses on. I didn't have it on. Episcopal School. We got that? Okay. Alyssa Collins, Carroll County, District 5, South Carroll High School. Nathan Cochran, Dorchester County, District 37B, Cambridge, South Dorchester High School. Jasper Famous, Prince George's County, District 47A, Bladensburg High School. Alyssa Giovanni, Cecil County, District 36, Rising Sun High School. Susan Metcalf, Baltimore County, District 10, Western School of Technology and Environmental Science. Okay? Madison Moore, Talbot County, District 37B, Eastern High School. Morris, Baltimore City, District 45, Baltimore City College High School. Evangeline Ruff, Amber Roanoke County District 33B, Archbishop Spalding High School. Okay, we got through that. Thank y'all. It's going to be a wonderful week, a busy week. I want you to get up out here early, go to bed early as soon as we finish this day, okay? And visit your delegates and have a great week. Good night.
So you know the announcement that usually comes on Fridays? I need you to stop by the delegate's office and please pay your dues. Thank you so much. Quorum call.
Madam Speaker.
Has everyone recorded their presence? The clerk will take the call. There being 118 members present, the House is still in session. Recognizing the Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move that the House stands adjourned until Tuesday, February 24th at 10 o'clock a.m., legislative date February 18th.
Have a blessed evening, everyone.